Final question for you. There's always somebody that shows up that becomes something special. I guess I call it the Brock Purdy draft type pick. Which of the quarterbacks do you think that might go in the second round or maybe even in the third round is going to turn out to be a "aren't you glad you took me" type quarterback?
It's a hard one to predict. The four quarterbacks that we've talked about, you can even say that maybe Milroe and Dart are in that category. Some of the other guys that, that are out there, McCord, is a guy that we kind of like as one of those guys that's kind of a sleeper. It's hard to believe that he's a sleeper, but Will Howard came on at Ohio State, after learning the system, and he was absolutely phenomenal down the stretch. Now, granted, he had some really, really good players around him, but a lot of people aren't talking about him, and they're partly is because he played for Ohio State, and they're good, and they don't need him. You know what I mean? But that said, he really came on. He has good arm strength. He's big. He's not going to necessarily make plays with his feet, but he's not a slouch either. He's strong, and he got a good arm. He gets the ball outside the numbers real well. He's inconsistent, but he was consistent those last four games. So he's a guy. He's a possibility at that position.
Spectacular job. Again, if you like the NFL draft, there's still time for you to place your order. Our Lads Draft Guide. Just go to OurLads.com. 122 pages of information. Once you subscribe, they'll get you the PDF file. You won't believe the content, whether it's about your favorite NFL team or your favorite university, and the rankings from top to bottom, who's hot, who's got something to prove. It's just a unique publication. Just go to OurLads.com. And John, you guys are also doing something on YouTube. Just explain how that works.
We have a YouTube channel, Our Lads Football, and we do podcasts on there. We did a mock draft this morning that was live, and it's going to be, you'll be able to see that between one of our other scouts. I'm the associate general manager, so I work with Dave Syverson, who's a senior scout, and Dave and I have been there a while, and so Dave and I and Greg DePalma. Greg is the host of those podcasts, and I'm not on them very often. It's usually Dave, doing things, and Greg he gets a lot of insiders on, and so you can watch those on our YouTube channel by subscribing to that, or just going on YouTube and finding them. And we've got content on. We're going to put a little more on there before the draft, and there'll be some post-draft analysis too as well.
Good stuff. John, we always appreciate the time out of your busy schedule. We hope to hook up with you post-draft after you take a deep breath, and we'll just kind of do an evaluation and the Our Lads report card. As always, sir, great to have you on board. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me. Those post-drafts are always fun.